So, this is called the Weekly Bento, and Bento is a little simple 2 by 2 matrix that I created. It's an abbreviation, an acronym for Beyond Near-Term Orientation. So for me, creating the Bento was just a way for me to try to do a better job as a person, as a husband, as a father, as a worker in various ways, to do a better job of thinking about other people, a better job of thinking about the future, and created just a very simple tool to do it. This is my actual bento. I keep it in front of my desk. The bento just has sort of 4 boxes, each representing a different dimension of who I am. So the now me, my now me value is to show people the matrix. This is in this talk today. I'm going to show you how I got there. Also, I have my future me, who I want to become. I always want to be someone that creates harmony and that doesn't sell out. I don't abandon my values for reasons of money or convenience. Like, that would feel worse to me than losing those things. My now us, who am I to my family and friends? I'm about deep time. What I mean by that is, like, when I'm with you, I never look at my phone. I'm super present, like I'm there all the way. I've also come to realize that there's a downside to this, which is, like, I'm really bad at text. I'm really bad at, like, non-deep time. I really struggle. So that was actually an interesting realization. And then this future us is, I'm thinking about my children. I have 1 kid, but thinking about all the children of the world. What do they want? And here I have written down a better matrix, a world that works for them. This is just me trying to express, here are the things that are important to me, that I care about. The process of, like, coming to those ideas took a while, and there was a series of steps. And today what I thought I would do is share the very first step I went through, even before I got to the bento. I was going through, I left my job. My job was like the CEO of a company I'd started. I was quite lost, wasn't sure what to do, and ended up getting invited to this 2-week leadership development course, which under normal circumstances, no way in the world would I attend. But in this case, it was like, maybe this is what I should do. It ended up being very, very excellent. And there's this book that they gave us, which seemed so cheesy, and I didn't want to do it. But I ended up doing it. And it was, I'm going to hold it up. It's called Discover Your True North. Look at how cheesy this is. There's a compass and everything. And a lot of this I rolled my eyes through, but ended up being quite powerful by the end. And it's just asking you questions, asking you to answer questions about your own life. What I found to be the most interesting exercise is the one I'm going to take us through today. And it is this exercise of just trying to see your own narrative of your life. Just see what's going on for you, sort of how you got to this point. What are the stories you're telling yourself? What are you not telling yourself? And the process of doing this is so simple. I did it again right before we came on. It took like 6 minutes. But what you do is you're going to draw on a piece of paper, you're going to draw a line. It starts at the very beginning, you're going to write birth. And you're going to make this line sort of curve around like a snake. And at the very top is going to be the word now. So why don't we start just by drawing on a piece of paper, just a long line, and at the bottom, writing birth, and at the top, writing now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take about 6 minutes or so, and we're going to fill in the timelines of everything between now and then, between birth and now. And it's good to, like, and I'll show you how I did this, but kind of characterize it a little bit. If you, like, the period was really depressing, you can mark it on there, and you could say this was the the 5 years of sweatpants or whatever. Just like talk to yourself, acknowledge what you yourself went through. And so for me, I started with birth, and then I did like age 3, my parents divorced, various things that happened. At this point, I'm up to age 12. This is just me doing it this morning, and I'm marking happier and unhappier periods of my life and getting all the way to this moment. So that's what we're going to do now. So what you're going to do is you're just going to draw little lines to demarcate moments in your life, milestones in your life, and I just want you to write down what happened at that moment. And so we're going to take about 6 minutes, I think, and we'll start from birth and go to now. And you'll hear me chime in maybe every 30 seconds or so with a little bit of a prod just to make sure you're not getting stuck. And we should be good to go. So we'll start that now. So you're just drawing the story of your life. Just what are the things you went through from birth until now? Just looking at that all together, and go ahead and get started, beginning with the very beginning. Yes, and maybe you're starting with those pivotal moments in childhood. You don't have to fully describe them. You're talking just to yourself. You're not sharing this with anyone else. And if you can even remember those times as you're drawing, that's even helpful. When I tried to picture high school, I just drew a frowny face. So the feelings might be quite stark. Maybe you're up to your 20s or late teens now in your drawing, something like that. Maybe you're writing about relationships now, bad relationships. Maybe it's that moment in life is hitting. Say do two more minutes or so. When you're ready, you can just look back at the camera and rejoin me. I'm here, and we'll do next step with this. So probably nothing on here surprises you. These are things you lived. These are fairly significant moments in your life to come out at a time like this. Um, but still, I bet there's something to be learned from this. And I'd love as a first step, if you just try to just look at the whole thing from start to finish. Don't, and maybe look at it, maybe within your mind, the most vulnerable version of you along this timeline. Maybe the darkest moment on this journey for you. And just imagine that it's that person who did all of this and who is now here. So just scan what you've written about your life. Are you impressed with this person? I bet you are. Now, when you do this true north book exercise after the author has you draw your life, the question he asks is, what are you most proud of? And what's interesting, at least for me, is that I thought I knew the answer to this question. For me, what I thought I was most proud of was Kickstarter, like starting this company, this professional success. And instead, when I looked at this whole story of my life, what I saw that I was most proud of was actually moving to New York City when I was 20 years old. And so suddenly, where I thought my identity as a successful person hinged on this one particular project, when I saw this larger story, my story as a successful person actually hinged on a decision much earlier on that was braver than I gave it credit for. And it really changed the perception I had of what I've done and what I still have to do. But what stands out as the thing you're most proud of? And if someone wants to share, that could be great. It's great to say out loud what you're proud of. No one else knows anything else. Everything else on your life story could be terrible, but you can share the proud thing. Does anyone feel like saying to this group of people the thing you're most proud of? Thank you. No one's gonna. So what's interesting is, like, we operate according to the story we tell ourselves. And if the story we tell ourselves is a specific professional experience or a specific achievement, then maybe, like, someone else having that achievement is harmful to us because, like, that's our story. Or someone else having success is, like, challenges us because that's our story. And so those kinds of successes are things that anyone can get, which are important and matter. But holding your identity according to those things is, you're setting yourself up, especially because, as we've seen here, there are, like, deeper steps, deeper victories that even get you to that place, right? Like, how do you be in the room, or how do you make the wise decision at a moment where it's hard to make a wise decision that allows you to have that opportunity? So I think this ability to step back and just sort of see what got you to this point um, is, number one, a great, like, confidence and ego boost, because you are at this point, you are here, and that fragile person along the way here, the person who was in an abusive relationship, or who struggled with a medical condition that made them different than everybody else, but yeah, you're still here. That person is here, right? And so, like, that is such a victory that's hard for us to own, because all we're seeing are just the luminary successes of the people who have risen in certain kinds of ways. So just taking stock and appreciating ourselves, I think, is so helpful. So for now, what I'd love to do is now we'll do our weekly bento journaling. And for those who are new, we do the same process. It takes about 6 minutes every week. where we draw a blank bento. So you're just drawing 4 boxes on a piece of paper, just empty. And you can label them, not inside because we're going to write in the box, but the top left box is now us. The top right is future us. The bottom left is now me. And the bottom right is future me. And first, I'm going to have us close our eyes, and I'm going to get us in a headspace in the same way that drawing our life stories got us in a certain headspace. Get you in a headspace where you can listen to those voices and hear what they have to say. So we're going to do that for the next 6 minutes, and then I'll have one closing exercise. So now everyone just kind of get settled for a minute, like put down the pen, forget you're looking at a screen if you can, and just close your eyes and look straight ahead. And here, let's be somewhere. Let's say we're in a field. We're standing in a field. There's tall grass around us. There's big trees on the outside of the clearing. It's an old forest. It's very relaxing. You couldn't feel safer. You couldn't feel safer. Your family's just over there. They're fine. Don't worry about it. You're going to just explore. And so you walk ahead, and ahead of you is let's say it's a giant sculpture, and it's a bento, but it's a giant sculpture. And you stand there feeling relaxed, and you look straight ahead of you, and there is a mirror. And this mirror is showing you at this very second, you right now. So I just first want to take a look in that mirror together and just look at yourself today, May 31st. It's a pandemic. The world is falling apart. People are being terrorized. It's an awful moment, but you're here. You're here. Your life counts. Let's just take stock of you. Take stock of yourself. How's your mind? How anxious are you feeling? How worried are you feeling? Are you carrying like that sort of live anxiousness right now? And can you just settle yourself? Feel the strength of your body. Feel that you are here. You can be fully here. And let's just take stock for just a second. Now the bird sounds remind you to tilt your head up. And now you're looking up into your bento. You're looking up into that now us box. And one right above, now me is the mirror of you right now. Right above it is now us. And now us is thinking about all the people that you love. Your family, your closest friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, your pets. And what I want you to do is I want you to try to visualize all those people by sticking them on a sofa together. It's probably going to have to be a sectional with like an L shape. Maybe there's an ottoman too. There's a lot of people that have to fit in. But try to cram everyone that you care about onto that one sofa together. They'll start laughing as soon as they're together, but just get them there. And now let's just look at their faces and let's just think about all the great people we have in our lives. That's your us. That's your crew. Those are the people who care about you and who you're thinking about every day. All right, now let's tilt our head to the top right, looking up at this, what we're calling the future us space. And this is those same group of people on the couch and now us, but now everyone's about 20 years older. Some people aren't in that picture anymore. Your kids are scarily big. Some of them might even have kids of their own, which freaks you out. But these are your people. This is your us. And though they seem impossibly far away from this moment, those people are being affected by decisions you make today. The decision you make this week will change their lives. Now, finally, let's turn our heads to the bottom right to future me. And this is you 20 years from now. There's more salt than pepper in your hair. You're more wrinkled. But you have so much wisdom and so much love. You know, the way you felt compassionately about yourself while drawing this picture of your life, this older version of you, they feel that about you your entire life. They know every step of the way you've been trying your best. You've been in hard situations, you've been trying your best, trying to do what's right. And most of the time, you've done it. But that's the person you're growing into. That's the meaning of what you do on a day-to-day basis, is becoming them. Someone so wise, so loving, so kind, such a caretaker, a provider. And that's you. So we've seen those faces. We stood in that field. So now we're going to write down what they have to say. So we're going to take that blank bento we drew. There's 4 boxes. And we're going to start with now me, with looking into the mirror. And we're asking that person, just trying to ask that person, what do you want me to do in the next 7 days, the week ahead? What do I need to do for you? Now, normally in my now me, I hear like work things. Like I've got some really annoying errands I'm about to write down in my now me. But you're just trying to get out what's there for you. Just take stock right now. Where am I? What do I need? And we'll write that down for 1 minute. I'm going to start a timer. So 1 minute. What does my now me need in the next 7 days?
Did Mom already go for a run?
All right, say 20 more seconds. All right, now let's shift up to the now us space. When I think about my now us, I'm picturing those faces on the couch. I'm going one by one. And in my mind, when I go through this process, I'm thinking like, who am I most out of touch with? Which person do I need to reach out to? Who do I want to be with this week? Who do I want to talk to? What duties, what responsibilities, what do I want to give to those people in my life? So we'll take 1 minute now and write those things down. So another 15 seconds. All right, now let's shift our attention to top right, future us. This could be a harder one to think about, but you're thinking about the world 20 years from now. You're thinking about your kid, if you have them, or everybody else. And just imagine that the choices you make this week affect that world they're going to live in. It's hard to explain, but they do. I mean, Ashton made Butterfly Effect. It's that story. But imagine that the decisions you make have that large of a ramification. So what does your future us want you to do? What can you do to inch your family, to inch your life, to inch your universe more towards what you think it should be? Let's take a minute and just write down whatever comes to mind. Fifteen more seconds. All right, last and probably most important is future me, that bottom right corner. What does that future self, that wise, loving person, what are they whispering to you? What are they saying to you matters? They're saying, hey, Forget this other stuff. Remember this. Here's what's going to get you here. If you try to listen, what does that voice say? What comes out as you try to just think about that? Just imagine what that your future self might be telling you. Let's try writing that down for 1 minute. And yeah, and I'll be doing a same version of this tomorrow. If you know someone who you think would be interested, you could send them the link. And then Wednesday we'll do more of a deeper group kind of process. So if you would like to be there, please come. Please come. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. See you in Slack. See you in Google Docs. All the channels.
Thank you, Nancy. It's awesome.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.